Hey, it's Dave here. Welcome to my channel, My Yard Sale. Hey, today I want to talk about something that I would have never known unless I have gone through this process of becoming highly insulin resistant and slowly getting my insulin sensitivity back. So, one of the weird things about becoming insulin resistant is it happens very slowly, and over the period of probably 5, maybe even 10 years, you don't even notice things slowly changing for the worse. Now, I will tell you that over the years, many years, I slowly started losing my hair. All my facial hair turned gray. I was completely gray on my beard area and across my entire mustache. And I am thinking now I had very thin eyebrows, which I think a lot of it was because my hair was literally falling out. I've seen videos where it talks about how insulin resistance and diabetes can damage the blood vessels in your scalp or your skin enough that your hair will fall out. And apparently that had happened to me. So now that my insulin sensitivity is finally coming back, unfortunately it's like taken 2 years, 3 years. I'm hoping in the next 2 years I'll maybe start at least feeling better, because I don't feel any of this. But I was going to shave this morning and I left this on purpose because you can see how now my entire mustache is almost like, it's not dark, there's still gray in it, but it's much darker than it was before, and it's much longer, it's much thicker. I'm going to end up having a full like tombstone looking mustache and not too long. My hair's growing back pretty quickly, which I'm kind of excited about that because it'll be nice to just have a normal hairdo again. That'll be all right. But this thing with my mustache and down the sides is very strange because it's getting much darker than it was even a year ago. So obviously the hair falling out is part of it. And then the other side of it is probably the color of your hair. Maybe, who knows, maybe I'll be completely brown again. I'll have brown hair, brown beard. That'd be all right. So having hair growing back is a good thing. I will be honest though, it's pretty uncomfortable when you clearly didn't have any hair in your ears or in your nose, and then all this hair starts growing back like friggin' cactus spines, and it's growing into my ears, it's growing inside my nose. I'm gonna have to buy clippers to clip up all this stuff because it's uncomfortable. And even, it's funny, I was laying in bed the other night doing YouTube stuff, watching YouTube videos, and I looked up out of the corner of my eye and I was like, what the heck is that? I thought it was something I wear hats all the time because it's cold where I live, and I wear hats all the time inside. But I saw this thing up in the corner of my eye. I took my hat off, and it wasn't my hat. The next day, I ended up going into the bathroom and, just cleaning up and getting myself a little prepared for the day. And I realized I had an Albert Einstein like hair growing directly out of my eyebrow, with a long squiggly on the end of it that looked like a fish lure. It was crazy, and I ended up having to pluck it out because it was like, I don't know, it was uncomfortable almost. Sometimes it's crazy. You think, oh, eyebrows aren't uncomfortable. Well, they are when they grow back 10 times thicker than they fell out at, and they're turning around and pointing directly back into your skin. It's uncomfortable, which is kind of funny. This whole hair thing is it's not something I would ever think I'd talk about on YouTube, but I feel like people should know that if this is happening to them, it's pretty normal. And I'm hoping that maybe in a couple months I'll get back on here and say, oh, hey, by the way, all my Albert Einstein crazy hairs are gone, and that uncomfortable part is not happening anymore. Hopefully I don't end up having like a big old full bush eyebrow thing going all the way across my forehead, and hair growing from the top of my head all the way down to my eyebrows. Hopefully that's not what's next. But who knows at this point? It's all these little things that you have to live with that there's not a lot of information on YouTube about any of this. What they talk about on YouTube is your A1C, how to eat no carbs and eat keto and get rid of, a high A1C and get back to the normal numbers. But what they don't talk about is what happens when you haven't done that for a very long time and all the things that become difficult and uncomfortable. So I'm sharing some of those things here so that if you're going through any of this, you don't have to think you're crazy. You don't have to think that you're strange or unusual. It's kind of normal, I guess. And considering the fact that 80% of the nation is insulin resistant or diabetic, I think this is the type of video that people are going to be able to find a lot easier when they wake up in the morning and they're like, what the heck's up with that hair growing straight out of my forehead? That's weird. Somebody needs to talk about it. Somebody needs to tell them it's okay. I think the doctors aren't going to. The doctors are going to prescribe you some crazy stuff that you probably don't need. You just need to switch to the carb diet or switch to the keto diet. Eat carnivore for a couple months and you'll be much better. Anyways, if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that are added to the post. And if you could like this post, I would appreciate it. And if you aren't subscribed, I would really appreciate a subscription. It helps me out a lot. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to add content here that is not just interesting, but helpful for people that may be dealing with a difficult time that hopefully I've already worked through and I already know some answers and I can help some people out. Anyways, have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.